Hello, I'm here today on the Seals podcast. I'm here today to talk about the week's preview. I'm joined today by Ryan Millington and Will Strachan. Today I'm going to be reviewing the Chester Women FC's victory against Wirral Phoenix in their 2-1 victory in the Cheshire Cup, which came as it was a big victory for Chester FC. How did you boys see it?
Cup win into the next round, that's the main thing, isn't it? It doesn't matter what the score is. And so that's the main thing. They got the win, so into the next round.
Perfect. And I sort of just give a quick insight into the game. Lucy Adley scored a 35-yard free kick into the top corner of the net, leaving the keeper no chance, which was
finish.
It was incredible. It was incredible to see. And then also quickly after, Shanae scoring in the 36th minute to then send Chester through, which really it was a really good overall performance. Watching it looked composed, and the Wirral weren't really given a chance to get into the game, which made a big difference. What were your boys' view on it?
They did keep it a little eerie at the end because they were 2-0 up at half time. Mm-hmm. They scored in the second half, and it was like a little bit tense. They defended well, played well, strong in the midfield, and they kept it going.
I think within these ties, they're always going to be tight, a little bit cagey. They're never always straightforward, as we've seen with all of our clubs. We've watched our clubs struggle in the likes of the FA Cup, the Carabao Cup, and they are never simple games. And I think they really showed their professionalism and got through the game. And they're into the next round of the cup now, and I think they can really push for it. And I think as well, watching the players go through, they could have had more. Chloe Davis came close within the last couple of minutes, hitting the crossbar, she was really impressive all game. But overall, I think Chester were professional. They did what they needed to do, and they're through to the next round of the cup now, and that's all you can really ask. And it was just a really professional job overall. I think you boys would agree.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. And just like I said, the main thing is just to get through these cup games. Like you said, they're tough. Mm-hmm. It's not always going to be the best performance, but if you can just find a way and get through, that is the most important thing.
I think another impressive thing to point out as well is the attendance numbers of these games. The official number for the game was 146, which that's a really impressive number, especially when they're fighting with the likes of, on a Sunday especially, you have Premier League on TV, or you have the international teams on TV, and for fans to come down to the Diva Stadium, it's just making a big difference.
It's great.
It makes a big difference to everyone. I think you boys would agree.
It's great. It didn't surprise me too much because the men get really good numbers, for the league there, and as well, I think just with it being in Chester, it's a big city and
it's a very big stadium.
Yeah,
as well.
It's a good stadium, and they're just massively into it. And both the clubs do get really good attendance and really good backing from the fans, to be fair.
I'm going to move on now. I'm going to move on to obviously this weekend's game, which is another big clash, which I spoke to manager during the time, which I have got a short interview to add. I felt from what he said, he seemed pretty confident going into the game. There's a lot that he said, looking at the game of the Wirral, he said there's a lot they can take from that and bring into the game. He said he was quite confident of getting the victory, but he said he felt his team and actually Warrington Town were actually in false positions due to the fact, obviously, Chester Women especially have got 4 games in hand over the teams above, and you've got the likes of Wigan and other teams slipping up a little bit. So it means that they're within reaching distance of the clubs above them. If they were to win on Sunday, it would be a really big bounce for them, I feel. I don't know whether you boys agree.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, you can't look too much into the table. Warrington, they're a couple of places below them. I think they're in 10th at the moment, aren't they? I think they've also had 2 wins in the league like Chester at the moment, but it's early days still. You can't be complacent and look at the table like in the same way you can't look at the clubs above you and not think you can go there and do something. You've just got to try and find a way and beat them and move yourself up the table. So they've got to look at it as it'll be a tough one, but one that they can win.
Mm-hmm. I feel like if there's any players to particularly watch, you've got the likes of your goal scorers from last weekend, your Shanaes and your Lucys, who have been really, really impactful. But I think Chloe Davis is definitely one to watch on the weekend, heading into the game, and I think they've just got to continue what they're doing in training. Like we've watched them over the last 2 weeks, and they've looked tremendous in training, the finishing, the quality of finish, and things like that. And I just think It will come. It takes time. Like, it's all game practice, isn't it? And
Yeah.
they just need to continue what they're doing, and it will click eventually, as they say.
Yeah.
Yeah, all they need is really just consistency. Just put these results together, get those games in hand sorted.
They can put a run together. Like
100%
you
they
said,
can.
four games in hand. If you can put a few wins together, you can fly at the table quickly.
They've definitely got the quality for it.
Yeah,
Like,
and then you've got
they
momentum.
finished third last year.
Yeah,
As they say, nothing's impossible.
Definitely.
It's going to be incredibly difficult. I think the 20-point gap to first place, which the most difficult part about this league is the fact that one team goes up, which I don't know whether you have an opinion on that, but I feel like that's tough in itself.
The thing is, it's a very small league though, isn't it? So there's not really space to have like 3 or 4 promotion slots. With these lower leagues, you can have 1, maybe 2. Like, maybe they could implement a playoff system. Maybe that's something that could happen, like between like maybe 4 teams, like do semi-finals and the final. I don't think there's enough space to have the top 7 when it's like 11 or 12 teams in the league. I think that's
perfect. I think that's all we've got time for today. So yeah, appreciate your time, boys, and we'll see you on the next one.
Thank you.
Thank you
so much.
It was really pleasing. I think the girls were really happy with how they won, and I think even when we don't play well, they win the game of football and they find a way to win a game. You know, we spoke about it at the end. We were like, we don't want to put too much of a downer on it, but at the end, I was like, look, it's not good enough. But at the same time, they know that. But they, you know, you can't. Good teams find ways to win games of football, and that's a simple way.
Just demanding more from the girls, because that's all you can ask for. You
Yeah.
can keep demanding, but at the end of the day, a win's a win, I suppose, to get through the game.
Yeah, you can't like. I don't want to like ruin it too much for them, and you got to realise sometimes there's levels to it. If you want to win a game of football, you find a way, and like I said, if you don't play well, you know, especially me, I'm a very demanding person. If you don't play well, I'll tell you, but at the same time, we always want more from the players to make sure that we hit the high standards.
So obviously going into the weekend against Warrington Town, how are we looking? Are we looking ready to go? Are we looking strong?
Yeah, we're looking really strong. Like, we had a few injury concerns, but a lot of players got through it. Caitlin's gone through a lot of players. Gave me the all clear on most of them, so we're raring to go, and I'm sure hopefully we can get 3 points on the board.